So now I'm getting ready to flatten and serrate the top of this slide. Now, as we discussed earlier, barrels lock up at 3/4 of a degree. And because of that, the rear of the slide is higher so that it compensates the rear sight and the front sight offset of the barrel. So when you're aiming the 1911, you're actually holding it up a little bit because of that taper. And you bring that taper up because the barrel is looking down and it pivots. That also translates into the top of this slide when I want to flatten and serrate it. So I designed a jig many years ago. It sold several of them to Brownells. Many of the gunsmiths today even use this. And it allows me to compensate for that taper in that slide. And what I've done is I put a dial indicator on this and I run the slide back and forth. And I watch the dial indicator and I adjust this until it runs 0 all the way across. Even though it has a taper in it, I've compensated for it. And now that I've got it straight, I've locked it down and I'm ready to cut the flat. And then I have a serration tool that I developed also, and we're going to serrate it and put that real nice serrations down the top of the slide. So I have it all set up. I've got the program entered in my CNC, and we're going to go ahead and let it cut. And it'll make several passes and a cleanup pass. And then we'll switch over to the actual serration tool and we'll serrate it. So here we go, we're going to run it. At about 4 inches a minute. Blow just a little bit of air on it just to keep the chips out of the way so you can see it a little better. Now to go back, it'll step over. And I don't take big cuts. I like the real pretty small cuts. It makes a nice finished job. I don't have to worry about dressing anything down. Don't worry about it being too rough for the serration tool to lay down good lines. Yeah, so you can see here the smoothness and the cleanness of these cuts. And they're just beautiful lines. And you may see a little bit of a haze line here. That's just the frequency of the tooling making a pattern. But it's actually, if you run your fingernail down it, it's dead smooth. It's just a little bit of a shadow mark. And this is what we're looking for. We're looking for that good, clean, professional finish. So now we flatten the slide. I've put the serration cutter in, set the program to run it. It's kind of noisy. Sounds like it's pounding and beating, and a little bit it is. It's a single-sided multi-line cutter running at about 1,400 feet a second. So you'll hear a high speed, maybe almost like a machine gun off in the distance a little bit. It's laying all the lines down one at a time. It's about 400 thousandths wide, which is the width basically of this hood. And the area where we flattened it. So we give it a really nice clean look. So we're going to take off right now. So years ago, when I would do this by hand, I would manually move the table back and forth, and I couldn't do it evenly. And you'd see little differences in the cutting pattern. It didn't amount a whole lot, but it's aggravating to me because I wanted everything just really pristine. So then I put a power feed on it, and the power feed obviously is a terrific thing to have. But then once I went to CNC and a machine that has the weight and the girth that this thing has, it just cuts beautifully. And if you can see this is just a beautiful smooth cut. And it just takes a little bit of the human error out of it, but it also gives you just that really clean, professional look. So I've actually made, or the machine's actually made 7 passes on this. This is the last pass. It's not actually removing any material, or I actually don't have the machine set up where it's cutting any deeper. It's just going back and cleaning up and making that last little smooth cut. As you can see, I can run my finger across this and it's smooth as glass. So this is what we're looking for. It laid down all the lines. It took a little while. We had to make multiple passes plus 2 cleanup passes where we didn't take any more depth off, but we were just smoothing it out. And you can see these lines are just smooth as they can be. Rub my finger across them, there's no drag on them. Nice crisp lines. You can see the detail right there a little bit, the depth. And it makes a nice flat and serrated slide and just gives it that really cool classic look.